Welcome to the Config Global Consulting Isa Gabriel and Icon. It's a kind of company for medical, pharmaceutical, and international trade incorporated. The company have a main focus to innovate in medical, pharmaceutical, and innovative technology. The technology itself have to be set up with many other partners around the world. So before I can further ado to these presentations, I would like to thank the great creator and intelligence of the universe that is not very much, I can say, star in our earth, and actually supposed to be to the strength and the wisdom that he bestowed to me. And then I would like to say good evening, bonsoir, and good afternoon to other people around the world, different time frame. So without further ado, this is what I would like to say. I would like to continue to the presentation and topic that I made yesterday. We respect not yesterday, last week. It can be yesterday, depending on what time interval and dimension you are, to illustrate and clarify most of what we do with this earth without recognizing. First, again, the topic will always be what relate to a progressive change and moral constituents of our dynamics culture, moving culture. So as the founder and chairman of the Config Global Consulting for Medical, Pharmaceutical, and Innovative Technology, today's presentation will be the invisible intelligence. I said invisible intelligence. Let's talk about the energy of the universe that surrounds us and that have control of everything. That intelligence is very much around us. And today I'm going to start talking about the introduction of the charity institutions of wave genetics. So this is something that I am working through faith and start implementing under my charity, the Charity Institution of Wave Genetics. So it will be one of the first institution here that gonna start working on that new medicines that are called the wave genetics medicines. I am very serene and very moved with kinetics and dynamics approach into my abstract, I can say, a concept and theory to make it true in the future. You see that with the blessing that we all have, we all wake up in the morning and we go for our normal activities. We are celebrating birthday, we are celebrating accomplishments, we are celebrating things that please our flesh. But the most important thing is not to have an accomplishment for things that will stay in this earth. You gotta to have an accomplishment for things that will last for forever. So things that have to do with the eternity, things that have to do with the spiritual realm. Because if you only focus on the physical realm, you will not be able to enjoy your eternal journey. This earth existence is part of the eternal journey. Is a portion of it. It's a small portions of the eternal journey, and it is necessary for us to truly take it in consideration and serve well those that need to be served accordingly. God is the God of purity. In the heavens, there's not such a thing like hate or looking somebody down, up and gossiping and talking behind people's back. It does not exist over there. And actually, today I was inspired once again, and I asked what is truly what people do in heavens. And the Holy Spirit told me that I don't have to answer that. You already know the truth. He said, look, those angels around you, what do they do? They care about you. So what they care, they come from a higher realm, a higher world, go down to a small world. So what they do, they're humbling themselves. They're making themselves small and they follow order. That's exactly what everyone here will be doing in heaven. So when you look closely, the earth, and you quiet yourself down internally, you remove all the negativity that you have in you, the thought, you will be receptive into the knowledge of the Holy Spirit. Many of us are walking out there, we have that negativity inside of us, and that blocks us from God to intervene in our lives and open the door for the enemies. See, our sovereign will can only be protected if we don't have any negative thought. As soon as we start having negative thought in our brain, we open the door to Satan to have the legality to attack us, because we have opened our gates, spiritual gates, for him to enter and say to God, I was allowed by this person, look the way he's thinking, that's the way that I'm thinking, so I have a right to get in. And God cannot seize him to proceed with his enterprise and malicious activities against humankind. So the best thing to do is to void yourself entirely from negative thoughts. It's not the point of looking up the reality and believing that everything can only be done by human efforts alone. Human effort alone cannot accomplish everything as we all think. We must have the combinations of the spiritual realm transversing into the physical realm with a technology and knowledge that is more advanced than our knowledge. And the only thing we have to do is just to have faith. How can you stick and communicate with an individual that you cannot see? How can you keep up with God that you can't see? Because you don't going to see him. It is only through faith. You have to believe that things that you cannot see are already done. You have to believe that things that are not seen are real. Things that are not seen are already victorious and accomplished. Even if you do not have those things. That is faith. We got a lot of people, they will question God. When you start questioning, asking questions to God, you start questioning your faith to a God. You cannot be questioning. You just have to follow His commands, like the angel do. The angels come here on earth to service us, like we can be like people who are servicing people in the nursing home. That's pretty much how the angels are doing in this earth. They are more advanced than us, and they have access to all the wealth and all the knowledge, but they humble themselves and to assist us into our weakness. All of us, no one is strong. You can think that you're healthy, you can think that you have all the protective or the protection, but you have nothing. You can be stripped of all of those things in any second. Your life, you can go to rest, sleep, close your eyes and never come back from that sleep, the rest, wherever it is. You can have a sickness, sudden sickness, you can have a sudden accident, you can have anything can happen to you at any moment, regardless if you are in a vault or you are somewhere that you believe protected. So I'm saying to people that it is not because of 1 million people protecting you that you believe that you are protected. It's because God have said so. If God have not said so, you'll be surprised. See, like Robert, somebody, the person close to you is even the one who gonna hurt you. So we have to make sure that we listen, remove all those negative thoughts in order for us to climb into the spiritual realm and be one with God. This idea that we wanted to delay people progress, this idea that we wanted to control people's lives, we are becoming our own gods. Becoming our own gods, I mean that we taking matter in our own hand, regard even violating our own laws. In that regard, that is not a good thing. And the same people will go and say, I believe in God and I believe in Jesus Christ, mockery and lies into their lips when there's no transformation from within. In our society today, people want to have a transformation from outside in instead of inside out. What is the better preparation of a greater foundations and efficient outcome? And stronger foundation is a preparation from inside to outside. If today you don't have any appreciations or any understanding of suffering, the life, like you humble yourself, how will you sustain into difficult time and challenge that will come that might be more higher than what you have faced in the past? So in a society of faking our character, we smile, good talk, and the sorries and the apologies and the second chances, and so people do not transform themselves and believe and truly forgive people with inclusions and tolerance and tender their heart the way that God intended men to live. Jesus Christ, He is your representation in heaven, but few folks do know Him. Few folks that carry the Bible, few folks that carries ministries. They go to ministry because they wanted to enrich themselves indirectly. The messages are full of word, but there's no substance behind it. The Holy Spirit is not supporting it. A true preacher, when he opens his mouth and start talking about the God of Abraham, the God of Enoch, Noah, the God of Jacob and Isaac, you feel the Holy Spirit in that place, because they are closer to us than we think. So those fakers, they need to know that you're a preacher, that when you open your mouth, you don't feel the Holy Spirit. You need to start questioning your integrity with respect to God, because that's where you're tested. It's not about the word, it's not about the size of the people you have. It's about how fast can you get the Holy Spirit close to you. That intelligence, that everything in which God operates, and Jesus Christ operates as well. The Holy Spirit is what filters everything. He knows your heart, He knows your thought, He has the intelligence. This is not to mock the religious establishment, but it is to bring clarifications and to remove hypocrisy that surround that industry. It is time to speak the truth, that the lost generations of people who believe that because God is not showing Himself, everything that they're doing is right. There is no good without evil. It means that good will not be called good. It will be called something else. If people have a right to reject what is written in the Bible, people also have a right to accept what is written in the Bible. If people have a right to reject what is written in the Bible, it means that people also have a right to accept what is written in the Bible. I personally love the homosexual folks, even if I'm not homosexual. But I have a fundamental belief that the marriage is between a man and a woman, as written in Genesis in the Bible. So, because of the sovereign will that God has given us, we have the right to determine our own destiny within our own will. So those who choose to say, well, it is written in the Bible, but the way God created me, I have more inclination for a male than a female, they have a sovereign will to do that. Now, it is up to say your sovereign will is negative. They might have demonic activity into that thought. Who knows? But what is clear is that it's not written in the Bible. But because of our society and culture, it must be respected, not only because of the harmonies of people living together with the differentiation, but also because of our sovereign will that is specific to each one of us, that every single one have a determination in which they want their life to go. So even though that we have a constitution in place, amendment can also be something that can be used. So now you come up with the sense that if an individual decide to believe in what is written in the Bible, he's taking faith that that is his belief. Moral belief that do not harm an individual. The same way as a person decide to become a gay or love another individual of the same sex, can also hurt other people who believe that it is only men and women. Like an individual who believe that is only men and women can also hurt the other person who believe that is only male and man and female. But God has been very clear that it is between a man and a woman. God has been very clear. It is written in the Bible. And the Bible is a book that is in the library of the heavens, the third heaven. It is there. It is not something that people invented. It is something that was written before even earth existed. And God chooses the Jew people to start the process because of the obedience of the ancestor. So that book is a book that even when you exit your body, you will see that book in heaven. It will be very clear. The marriage is between the man and the woman. Now, as well, you'll be told that you have a sovereign will to choose the direction in which you want your life to go. In that sovereign will, you can decide to say, oh, I like female, or I like male like me, or I like female like me. That's your choice, but it doesn't mean that is right. But what is right is what is written in the Bible. Now, it is up to somebody to say, I don't believe in the Bible. Therefore, you must say, what you believe in the Bible is not right. But if we all believe that the Bible is a legitimate book, we must respect people who believe in what is written in there and try to practice it. Because Jesus Christ said, stop preaching my teaching and you need to start practicing my teaching. So if people do that, they must be respected with courage. The law of man, the laws of men are not perfect. We all know that. So hurting an individual, condemning an individual because the person stick into the moral law that is written in the Bible compared to the human law, that is not rational, because we know that our law are not perfect. So if you believe in the Bible, that the Bible is written by God who created all of us, we should be able to prioritize what is written in the Bible and respect those who have faith in what is written in the Bible. And amend those laws, because the law of God is superior to our laws. So condemning people who believe in what is written in the Bible, it is a sin against God. So I hope that we have tolerance to comprehend other and try to prioritize what is written in the Bible, because whatever we do, what is written in the Bible will come into pass. Whatever is written there will actually be. There wouldn't be no change. There's nobody who's going to come there and say, I'm going to change the destiny. Well, you're going to try to change something that you don't know how it is structured. You don't have the key to get in. You don't know how it works. So you can change it. You just have to be passive to what will be happening and flow with the unfolding process. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? Who knows what's going to happen in 1 second? No one. You just flow with it. That's what it is. But God knows what's going to happen tomorrow in 1 second. He knows, because he overview it. He overview all of it. And it is time that we start following what is written in the Bible, because God is not happy about stuff like that. That people read what is in the Bible, they believe that they are Christian, but they cannot follow what is written in the Bible. And they condemn those who have the belief into what is written in the Bible. It is a holy book. It is a book that have the destiny of earth. Because whatever we do, those 66 books, the covenant, Tayod Rashi, the covenant of the nail is the head of the revelations. The Old Testament is Jesus Christ concealed. The New Testament, which is the Old Testament revealed, is Jesus Christ revealed. So you have to know that that book is the destiny of earth. What you have, you will be reading will actually come to pass and will actually be in place when the right time comes. God have given time to Lucifer to prove himself with all the demons that he controlled. When that time comes past, you will see the wrath of God in the entire universe. People just have to know that. Either you will be alive, or either you'll be in a spiritual realm, you will see it, you will witness it when that time comes. All those demons will be chained into hell. They'll all be chained, including starting with Lucifer himself. So this thing that they make people fear for pain and suffering of the flesh, people give up the order because of the thirst of the flesh. It will all end. By condemning a person for the belief in the Bible, those are stuff that happened long time ago. The antiquity, that's what it is. You believe in the new world, where people have their eyes open and the same thing happening again. This is very deplorable for the world that claim to know God. This, what will be the difference between us and ISIS? There will be no difference. If you have to put people, condemn people because they believe in what is in the Bible, what will be the difference between us and ISIS? That is not. You're going to talk about the law. Our law are not perfect. But we know that God's law is perfect for those who believe in God. So we must respect other people. We must love other people the way you want to be loved. We must respect other people's right the way we want our right to be respected. We must respect other people's choice the way we want our choice to be respected. We must respect other people's will the way we want our will to be respected. Somebody come and say, this is my will. And the other person come with his will that is also well-based, and that person is wrong. No, it's not. You basing your will based on the constitution made by imperfect people. The other person is basing his will based on what is written by God, who is creator of everybody. So that person is not wrong. So now the law was said, your belief have nothing to do with applying the civic law. No, they are moral law. When people value their moral integrity, they will not be free anymore. They will have no more liberty. They will be free to walk around with no liberty. But if you want to talk about freedom and liberty for all, it's not. There's no liberty there. Remove it. Because if a person cannot have the freedom of mind, he doesn't have any liberty. And many of us don't know the difference between liberty and freedom. Many of us are free, but we are not in a liberty stage like we think. Liberty is a very complicated situation. We are controlled by a government in our technology, supervising phones, television, all that. That's our liberty that is taken away. But you're free to have 10 television, 10 car. But those television and car are supervising all your move, and cell phones. You're free to have those. They'll tell you, you get your freedom, go and take, but your liberty will be assessed and measured using the same freedom. So you have no liberty? No, we are all prisoners under our liberty. That's what it is. So I would like folks to really take this in consideration, because those who don't fear God don't know exactly the reason of the existence. You are not more likely to be above those that came before you or those of the heavens, regardless your positions here on earth. You are a simple human being. If your accomplishments and your legacy is only based on the thing of this earth, it's a big waste of time. God has proven to us all the things that people have made is all being destroyed by ISIS. Things that people have valued, but what can stay for long is the lasting purpose, a purpose that is linked to an eternal pathway, eternal transformations, something that will stay for long. And that is following God and His wisdom applied into your daily existence, in science, in technology, in mathematics, in physics, in philosophy, in thinking, in complex matter. Deriving algorithms, those stepping stones and instructions to find solution to problems, by including God into that puzzle, is the best way to derive your legacy. It is not man-made. It is God willing, man-made, that determine if the legacy will have an eternal purpose or not. But first most, men should avoid themselves from negative thought. Men should cleanse themselves from negative thought so that they can be receptive to the Holy Spirit. So without further ado, I would like to thank you for listening to this presentation on the invisible intelligence. And so, hoping that I will have some follow-up on YouTube like I used to last week, as well as some messages that I've been receiving. I've been too much busy to respond to all of those, but people are free to write whatever they want to write, but most of them always say that I speak the truth and what I'm saying is right. So I don't say stuff that not come from God himself. So I say what I believe, because that's the legal word we have to use as human. I believe come from God, therefore I'm covered. That's somebody going to say those are crap. You're going to say I believe come from God. Alright? God is closer to me than ever. Those who are running away from Gabriel and Daikon are rejecting God. Not because I am a perfect being, but because of my devotion and sacrifice to glorify Him every single second in everything I do. It is a sacrifice that always results into a blessing. And that blessing is the closeness of His presence through the Holy Spirit at all time. So those who are looking down on me, yes, God like people like me, people that people look like dirt, people that people can split on, people that people look like nothing. That's where God come and live in. He loves those kind of situations, because we are all men doing the same thing that people have done in the past. That's who we are. And I'm part of it, unfortunately. But the difference is God live in me. He walk in me. Because I tried to differentiate myself from everybody does it, so I do it. I'm not part of it. I'm not afraid to speak the truth. But what I do, I speak with love, so that I do not come awkward. But if I speak love without truth, it will be hypocritical. So I better speak the truth with love attached to it, so people know I'm also an imperfect being who's trying to help. Thank you very much, and I wish some people got something out of these short presentations, and I wish to see you next time. Thank you very much for your time.